What's going on, everybody? And welcome to another installment, another edition, another episode. Yes, of the Black Man Win podcast with your boy Tyler Pie Guy. And of course, we got another one. We got another interview, and I'm super excited for this one. I'm super excited to have my guy on this one. Now, per first question, everybody who comes on the show knows this, right? I'm
Yeah.
giving the floor to you, sir, to introduce yourself.
Okay.
And gas yourself. Now, before we got on camera, guys, before we got on the mic, this brother right here, I told him because we both from Detroit. You understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
So I told him, I said, you one of the hardest working men in the podcasting media game in Detroit right now. And I don't think people understand what's going on right now. And he trying to be all humble and shit. Well, I ain't nobody, bro. You know when our brothers say that, we be like, what? Stop So let the people at home know who you are, my guy.
All right. So I'm Quincy L. Lewis. All right, but obviously I go by Q. And yeah, that's it. I ain't got nothing going on, bro. For real. No, I'm just kidding, man. But shout out to my whole squad, bro. Like, because without my team, it wouldn't be nothing. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm out doing a lot of work, bro. But it's a lot of people behind the scenes that make this happen. So shout out to my squad, shout out to my whole block, because it's crazy. Like, it's actually a neighborhood thing. Like, these are all my friends that I grew up with. So I'm kind of on my LeBron James shit.
Bro, you listen here. When we talk about the E-Block Radio Network, like that is because I've been following you probably ever since I've been in podcasting.
Gotcha.
You feel me? I've been following you ever since. When did you start? Like what? 2017?
Man, 18? Look, you want to know the real
date,
bro? The real date is October 2010, bro. That's the real date.
Shut up.
Yeah, you've been in this. 11 years in the game, bro.
Hold up. You've been 11 years in this shit, bro?
11 years, dog. Right. So look, what you gotta understand, man.
And I've been complaining over here, y'all. What the fuck am I complaining about?
Bro, you ain't got nothing to complain about, dog. We've been putting in work for a long time. So just to give you a little backstory before we get into everything.
Yes, sir.
This is how it started, man. So shout out to my dog Coke. Was a dude in my neighborhood, right? So me and a couple of homies, we was over at his house in the basement. He used to have a little weight set up because he was a trainer. So we down there, we hitting the weights and everything. So my man's Jay, which is actually my co-host Monk Money, that's his little brother.
Right, shout out to him.
He's like, bro, we should do a radio show. I'm like, a radio show? Now this is back in 2010. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I go to the crib, I Google it, you know what I'm saying? So I find some information. I'm like, damn, we can do this for free. For 30 minutes anyway. So I was using Blog Talk Radio at the time.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, bet, all right, we can do this. So I put it together and shit. I came back and told him, like, dog, we can do it. Like, all we gotta do is press record and we can go. So dog was like, all right, bet, let's do it. So I set up for the next, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, and nobody showed up. So I was like, you know what? I'm doing this shit anyway. So I end up doing it by myself. And when I tell you, I don't know where that audio is at this point, but that shit was horrible, bro. I'm talking about trash. I'm talking about trash, bro. So, but I did that shit solo for about a month, and then Monk finally came on, right? And then that's why I started rolling. And we talking about 2010, like, bro. I was on the Metro. Well, I ain't gonna shit on Metro because I had Metro, but I had the old school Metros. It was terrible.
Hey, the old school Metros was terrible.
No, they was terrible.
I had the solid white phone with the white background, with the small ass screen with the small buttons. These kids don't know, Q. These kids don't know, Q.
I swear they don't know.
They don't know.
I had that joint and a laptop, bro. And like at this point, it was all audio. That in the laptop, dog. I'm talking about the shit was breaking up. We on speakerphone, niggas calling in. I can't really hear them, but like we did it, and people just like, dog, just keep going. So that elevated into an hour-long show, and then we started doing video, and then we started doing 3 days a week, and then we just like the shit just carried on from there. That's how we got to where we at.
Bro, that just humbled me so much. And I'm being so serious right now. That just humbled me so much because I've been doing this for about almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years in December, right?
You've been doing it for a while too.
For a while, right? And I'm not I'm not downplaying, no downplay here, right? No downplay. But when I always hear stories of you and some others who were doing this since 2006, right?
Oh, no, that's a minute.
It's like it clicks me back into reality. No, real talk, it clicks me back into reality. Like, bro, it's people who've been out here doing internet radio.
Exactly, because that's what it was.
Because before podcasting, like everybody's on the podcast wave now, right? And I'm really getting into my master's program and really honing in on the podcast industry. I've seen in 2019 podcasting just go up the roof. Like in 2017, when I started, nobody knew what the hell that was, especially in my area. I was in Grand Rapids. Right. Wait, nobody knew that shit. Black people were like, what the hell?
Right.
They're like, what the
podcast?
What? And mind you, I'm working at Cottage Inn at the time.
Okay.
And I'm
dog-ass pizza, by the way.
Listen, my best friend loves shit. Pizza. I hate that pizza, bro.
What?
Hate that. Oh my! The wings. I'm a
pizza connoisseur.
The wings. Well, see, I worked at Cottage Inn and Papa John's. Hated them both.
Hold on. Well, Papa John's ain't that great. Papa John's ain't that great.
And I never understood how people could get into their breadsticks. Never. Never. Ever. They dry as hell. Dry as hell. I could never understand. But it clicks me back into reality. Like, yo, I used to go to Cottage Inn and listen to, if I couldn't watch, because I wasn't really into YouTube at that time, and it was like 2016, 2017. So I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to Stephen A, Colin Cowherd on FS1 and all of all of these people, because I'm like, this is a medium, a free medium,
for sure,
that I can use, right? And I'm like, well, let me get into this. So when we go back to the 2000s and even 2010, when you're starting on Blog Talk Radio, that's been around for, you can say, years now.
Exactly. It's one of the older mediums,
older internet radio mediums. It's for like it really. And I want people who are complaining about podcasting maybe just a year or two in, or maybe a couple months in, and you're feeling frustrated. You have two individuals sitting right here with almost 15 years of media experience, production experience, and we're not done yet.
Exactly.
When I look at Q, here's my thing. When I first got into Q, it was like 2018. I thought this man just hit the scene maybe a couple years ago. To know that you've been doing this since 2010 and it's almost 2022, it's like
exactly. And that's what people got to understand too. Like, this is just like when you see celebrities who like you feel like they blew up overnight. Like, you got to look at what's going on for real. Like, man, we put so much. I'm talking about, I just want people to understand the sacrifice that we put into this though. Like, I'm talking about people change schedules, switch jobs to make sure we could do this. So this shit is real. And again, I do this shit all the time. I want to make sure that I say it again. I just want to shout out my squad, because this is the thing. They came to me with the idea, and, obviously I kind of ran with it. So at this point, like, realistically, this is my dream. And it's not necessarily theirs, you know what I'm saying? But because they my squad, they ride for me, bro.
And that's
a sacrifice. That's love right there, for sure.
And that's why I love to watch y'all, because it's mad love. I love the crazy ass shows. I love the episodes. You feel me? I love the lives. I tune in when I can. You feel me?
Appreciate that.
And how many shows are on the E-Block radio network right now?
Right now we got let me see. Let me count them out. So it's our morning show, right? So it's the Wake and Bake show, the Nephew show, which is Shy versus Everybody. That's the interview-based show. Cannabis Analyst, that's my other nephew, where they basically just break down weed. They talk about weed the whole time. And then we got the Beers, Bourbon, Whiskey podcast. Shout out to my man Bo.
Love the bourbon. Yep.
For sure. We talk about obviously bourbon and whiskeys. Then I got what is it? Oh, it's one that I started, and it's called Pimpin' and Pros. And this was like this was a poetry podcast, and I haven't done it in a while. I'm going to get back to that though. So it's poetry. So we got one season, 10 episodes. Those are available everywhere as well. Then I got What's the Verdict show, which is one of my partners from the neighborhood. He's he likes to say retired rapper. I don't know if he retired for real. But like he does one-on-one interviews, and it's dope. Like we do it in the studio, you know what I'm saying? So like that's dope. And then we got a new situation we just got into with shout out to my man Hype out in Philly. That's the
Feel Me Hype
podcast.
My guy.
So, yeah, so I got Dog on with us. So yeah, we've been making some connections, man. And so I don't even know how many I just said. I think that was 6, maybe 7.
You got 6.
Yeah,
we have
for sure. It might be 6.
I got 4.
Yeah, and it's work, bro. It's work.
It is work. It's work.
Yeah.
God, people don't get it.
I'm
so glad I'm talking to somebody who gets it.
Yeah,
God,
you talking about you like one person is doing the work of what a network would be doing. And so that's the marketing, the
ads, the advertising,
all that shit. Yeah,
all that shit. The social media promotion, the hosting, the producing, the coming up with the content. I don't think people understand the producing part of this shit is low key the hardest part, because
I think they do know. That's why people be quitting.
Man, I'm like, yo, when you have a podcast, when you get a platform, when you want to host something of any type of genre, and I had to really say this on the Opinionated Brother podcast. I had to really tell people like, yo, when you start any type of podcast, no matter what genre, you have to come with content.
Oh, exactly.
That is the job of the producer.
It is
to come up with the content.
For sure.
Especially if we talking about, the Breakfast Clubs of the world and the Wendy Williams shows of the world and hell, the Nick Cannon's shows of the world. Like,
that show is so corny. But shout out to Nick Cannon because he stay hustling.
I love that show is so corny. A black man who's winning. Do you hear me?
Yes, I love it.
I love it.
Shit corny.
But I said it on the Opinionated Brother, and I'm gonna say it here. That thing need to go.
It's not good.
I'm thinking of Nick Cannon of a nighttime host. You feel me?
It would have to be. I would
like more sense. I don't see you
for sure.
Yeah, I need you in that slot.
Yeah, for sure.
I need you there. Yeah. Like daytime is not just slot. I need you there. I need you right in the pocket of where Arsenio was, because I think that showed you. And I think you've done it so well a while and out in a group setting that all you got to do is transfer over. That's it.
I don't see why somebody didn't mention that.
Man,
I don't know this.
And shout out to Hype too. We got him on our network too, on the THC network. So shout out to him, man. He been making his rounds. Okay?
Man, ain't he though?
Yo, he been going crazy. So listen, bruh.
Yep.
Question number 2 that we have on the docket today, because you have a, I don't even want to say a networking, but you got a collective at this point, right? Like you over the last 10 years, to see how much work you and your team has put in, and just personally, first of all, shout out to your team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I want to give a shout out to your team, because that's how you know it's really Detroit versus everybody. And shout out to the 313. Shout out to my city. Like,
no doubt.
The way y'all come together, the way y'all dynamic, the way y'all chemistry, and the way they hold you down as the front man of everything, right?
Right.
As the one, who's shaking the hands, kissing the babies, doing all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's them who are kind of doing the behind the scenes work. We got to make sure we posting this video. We got to make sure we on top of it. And it's hard like that.
Yeah, it is. And I think the main word in that is just accountability, dog.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of teams, and I even just gonna say teams, a lot of circles of friends just don't have enough people holding each other accountable. Right. I mean, that's our main thing. Like, there's been plenty of times like I figure like we'll do some shit and somebody be like, bro, nah, that ain't the move.
That ain't the
move. Like, you know what? You're right. I'm glad
I'm glad somebody said something.
Yeah, you got to be. And then a lot of times, because we're all, yeah, I like to feel like we are all alpha males and shit. Like we all got our
Absolutely.
own shit, our
Yes,
own
sir.
shit going on. So it's like nobody mind telling you wrong. And
Right.
sometimes it just comes to a point where we just agree to disagree. But
And that's
you
it.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's just it. Yeah. But you gotta have that accountability in the team in order for it to be successful. And we got that. And
I
I
love
fucks with
that.
it. And like you said about me being the face of the situation, the thing is that a lot of like my team like always have ideas and things they want to do, but they say I'm the only one that like to be in the forefront and like
Right.
meet people and it's true. Like I have that personality, so I take that on. I got you. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? So
low
yeah.
key, we were supposed to meet at the Afros and Audios festival, the first one.
The first one,
But Spirit fucked me up. But that's neither here nor there. Listen, we're not even
shout
going to
out,
get into that.
bro. Shout out to them too, man. Afros and
Man,
Audio.
shout out to
The
them, man.
that whole situation. I ain't because you can't really even call it just a festival. I'm gonna call it a whole situation. Which,
Yeah,
by the
it's
way,
dope.
this weekend I'll be a speaker.
Come on now, turn up.
For the third annual
You
Afros
feel
and
me?
Audio
Make sure y'all
podcast
go check
festival.
that out.
And that shit was so major. And I tell this story all the time too, just about Talib, right? Talib is the founder.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that turned me on to that whole community was this. I won a ticket to the first one, which was the only one at this point that's been in person. And so I went down to Brooklyn. Solo dolo. Again, shout out to my team because I told them that I won this ticket, but I ain't had no way to get there or nowhere to stay. So like my whole squad was just like, all right, so what we got to do? So like they paid for my ticket down and for my room and board while I was down there.
Oh, that's love.
Cause they like, dog, you gotta go. So like we go get you there. I'm like, bet. So I get there and I'm going in to check in, and old girl at the door, and she take my name and everything. And she like, well, I don't see you on the list. I'm like, nah, dog, I didn't travel all the way to Brooklyn. Fuck you mean you don't see my name, right?
I know.
So I'm just
I'm
like,
here.
I'm here. So then to leave, come out the back, right? Now, mind you, I've only emailed this dude. Like I've never had a conversation enough.
Right.
He come to the door. He say, "Oh shit, Q, like you here, you made it, man. Come on in." The fuck, like you know me?
Yes, sir.
So from that point, I was like, damn, like I fuck with them because like he know who coming, like he know me. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? Like, and from that point, like me and Dog been, A1 ever since then. So that whole community, like they embraced me, so I embraced them too, and that shit
absolutely,
just, man. That's the love right there, though.
Shout out to
Afros
and Audios, man. I love that whole community over there. Shout out to Talib. He does his thing.
No doubt.
He does for real. Real.
Yeah, I just got excited about that shit.
Listen, bro. I had the pleasure of being a moderator and a speaker last year. Because I didn't go the year before and I gave my ticket away.
Gotcha.
So it was again Spirit, but
good old Spirit, man.
It was just like damn, and I was like, I really wanted to go because 2020 didn't feel the same, being virtual and everything. Like it just didn't feel right, know. So hopefully next year it could be in person. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they're shooting for. They're shooting for next year to be
hopefully
in person.
Next year is in person. I'm in NYC now. That's what so. Yeah. Hopefully we get some things popping, man. So shout out to all
I'm ready
to
get back there in person. And it was good. Like a couple months ago I was able to get down to the podcast movement conference, right? So I ran into the whole squad there. And I'm talking about I haven't seen these people like in person in like a couple years. So it was like a family reunion, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Shout out to Latrice and all of them, man.
For sure. Yeah, all of them, dog. It was like a family reunion, dog. And that's
absolutely.
I do feel like because I think somebody had mentioned this when we was at the conference about how the Black Podcast Collective is kind of like old school hip hop, and I agree to a certain degree. I think where we're different is that we actually all embrace each other. Like this is the one community where I haven't seen a whole lot of hate. You know what I'm saying? Like people are willing to help and like give you the knowledge that they know. So
that is fact.
That's a little bit different from hip hop because it was so competitive. I think we're a little less competitive and we know it's kind of us against the machine type of deal. So yeah, so that's not what things do. But I enjoyed it.
And that's why I enjoyed them as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And enjoy working for them as well. So
shout
out to them, man.
I know, right?
All right, so let's get into this shit.
Let's get into this other shit.
Let's get into it. Do you believe that as Black men, this is going into our second question.
Gotcha.
Do you believe that as Black men we support each other in these 5 areas enough? When we talk about spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially.
Of course not. I'm definitely gonna say no.
Right.
I'm gonna say no. Spiritually, I think is probably the least,
Yeah,
the least of the 5. And only reason I say that is because coming up, a shout out to my dog D Will. That's one of my homies from the block. He's a what do you call it? A motivational speaker now.
Oh, shout
And
out to him.
for years, he has always been my spiritual advisor, right?
Right.
So I got a whole crew though, right? But that's the only one. You know what I'm saying? So now you realize that there isn't a lot of spiritual influence coming from enough of us. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why that won't be the least. So I will say this: I am lucky to at least have him, because some people don't even have that one person.
That's true.
I think where we're coming up now, the ones that are coming up mostly now, I would say, is financially and the mental aspect of it. And this is because we got a lot of trauma, and we've been actually talking about those traumas now and how to overcome those. So I think that's becoming more relevant. And then financially, like, we've been lucky enough to, at least be a little bit better off than our parents, which like for them, it was kind of the work every day, keep your head down until you get to higher water or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We figured out a way to actually make this money work for us. And so I think financially we've been having more of those discussions, and we support each other in that realm. So I think those two are leading. Spirituality is the one that's lacking. I think we need to pick that up a little bit. And physical, man, like, yeah, that's a tough one, because like we all working so hard, and like I'm the fat boy in the crew, so they always on my head, bro.
It's first of all, it's your season, so I don't want to hear shit.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna hold you up. This is my season all year round, my dog. I ain't even gonna hold you up. I'm gonna talk my shit. It's my season all year round.
But that's the type of confidence I love to hear. You feel what I'm saying?
Sure. You gotta have that. You gotta have that. But I do. It is something that, like, we do hold each other accountable, like, and then we fall off like everybody else. But even for a minute in our group text, which was crazy, my man, shout out to Kodak Lee. He had put in the group text, like, we gonna do something called "Give Me What You Got," right? So what that mean is somebody start off for the morning and like doing some kind of exercise, right? So like whatever they do, then you just got to do however many you can do. Like, let's say he want to do 100 push-ups, like somebody just got to get on and do some push-ups, right? Throw your video into the thing. It's just to hold each other accountable. We did that for like a strong 2 months, and then, like, schedules got crazy. People stopped tagging in, it just fell off. But it was there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was, it was there. Now, I think the last one was emotional, right? Now, emotionally, I don't think we there yet. I don't think we there yet, because, like, as dudes, we still struggle with being emotional or displaying emotion. So I think we ain't there yet. But I think it's coming. But like, dudes don't be, we be trying to be, beat our chest. Especially like, I'm from the east side, bro. Like, I'm from the 48205. Like, we don't even understand. Like, we don't even understand emotions until it's too late.
Yes, sir. So, I used to live on Bradford, right near that crazy ass school.
Bro,
what's that
shout
school
out
name?
To Bradford, dog.
Yo, Bradford Street?
No, shout out to Bradford, dog.
Listen, I'm a West Side baby. Okay. Yeah. Now, I was born in Florida, but I moved to Detroit when I was 2. My mama's from the city. You understand what I'm saying? Born and raised. So we stayed on 8 Mile. Yeah, was a West Side baby. 8 Mile in Wyoming, right near the fish, the Fresh Fish House, and right across, Fresh Fish House. Yes, sir, right near the Kroger, and right Coney Island, right there. You feel me?
For sure, I know.
When we moved to the East Side, my dog.
Yeah,
mind you, I'm a West Side baby. Okay. Okay, because I think people and Detroiters know. Yeah. If you're a Detroiter, there's a difference. Definitely difference.
It's a difference.
If it is a definite difference between West Side and the East Side. Now,
it is.
The East Side to me is a lot more rougher. Why? Because if you go deep east, oh my God. What? Yo, we lived.
It's out
We
of
lived.
control.
It was out of control. We lived on the east side for, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years.
6 years. Okay.
6 years on the east side, and my mama tried to get me to go. Wanted me to go to Persian. I said, "What the who?
Oh, Persian. Ooh.
No, what's wrong with you?
Definitely not Persian.
She was trying to get, and we lived right down the street. So
Right.
I'm like, what is? No, I'm not trying to die.
Exactly.
What is your problem? Like, I was conscious at a young age in my middle school going into high school. No, we're not doing that. It's damn near a fight every damn day. They damn near bloodying everybody up. It's damn near somebody getting shot. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. So the east side, when we say the east side is rough, the east side is rough. But I always love the east side because it kind of gave me a bit of more of an edge.
It will give you edge.
It will. It kind of, and I have to give it to the east side. It kind of made me a lot of hyper aware. Like, I'm in New York.
Oh yeah,
you gotta make sure you're hyper aware every fucking way. So I give that thank you to the east side because it wouldn't have been for that.
The one thing I say about New York, which was strange though, because right, so this is a different part of my life and shit, right? So back in 2001, I actually did a internship at Black Enterprise. So I stayed in Harlem for like 3 months while I was doing the internship. And the thing that I don't like about New York though, like I love New York though, like I love the hustle and bustle of it. I don't know how like niggas raise a whole family like inside the city, because like that shit, I don't understand that. But what I don't understand is the disrespect to personal space, bro. Like, there is no respect for personal space. I'm talking about you getting on the elevator. Niggas is like leaning on you, bro. Like, hello, bro. Like, can I
we're gonna stuff this elevator. We all going up, goddamn it.
We all going up, right? I don't understand that, bro. I had to come to terms with, because I thought, like, damn, am I gonna have to scrap somebody? Like, I didn't get it, because at this point I'm like 22.
What?
You know, I'm like 22. Like, am I supposed to? Because like, dog just gonna be leaning on me reading the paper on the subway. Like, am I supposed to? Like, is he testing me?
I said the same thing when I got here last September, like last August. I'm saying the same thing to myself. Like, y'all don't have no personal space whatsoever. Like, everything is close.
Everything is tight.
Goddamn, like, I mean, the streets.
The streets is tight. Everything tight.
Like, I remember, and we'll get to the third question in a minute, but I'm just saying, no, this is we going off topic.
For sure.
This is what happens. This is what happens when Q and Ty get on the goddamn podcast.
No doubt.
Listen, I remember getting my girls, her brother was like, yo, I'm going out of town. You want to watch my car?
Yeah.
I'm like, sure. Mind you, I'm saying sure with a Michigan mind, not sure with a New York mind. Oh,
exactly.
It's gonna be okay. Watch the car.
Right.
I bring the car over to my apartment, right? I live in East Harlem. Okay.
Got you.
So Spanish Harlem. All right. I'm low key in the hood. Not gonna lie.
Not gonna front, right?
Not gonna front. There was just some gunshots shot a couple days ago. Maybe yesterday.
Right.
Yesterday. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
felt like home.
Bruh.
Right, yeah, feel like home.
New York is Detroit times 10. I'm just like, oh shit. Oh shit. Well, I mean, okay, here we go.
Right.
This is what we're gonna do. So literally, you park your car on the street. And thank God I learned how to parallel park so well. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh yeah, because that's the only thing you can do.
Because that is the only thing. And then you finding a parking space, a parking spot.
Exactly.
One that will not get you a ticket.
Right, if that exists.
Because I got 4 of them with his car, and I said, take your shit back.
That's why people don't be driving.
Bruh. I said, take your shit back. I got tickets while your shit was parked. Take it back. I don't want it. Right. We didn't even drive, fam.
And still got tickets.
We didn't even drive. Take this shit. I don't want it.
Right.
Come get your car, bro.
I don't want that responsibility no more.
No more. I told my girl, I was like, baby, I love you, brother.
But that's it.
But don't act, don't
Right.
don't put me in like, hey, Taco. No, because Ty won't. I'm not going to
Exactly.
shit.
And then you parking, niggas sitting all on you and
Bruh.
shit.
Oh,
No respect. Like you think they sitting on that shit? Like that's not even their car, bro.
I'm upstairs,
You see, you got a
I'm,
story.
and I'm up, and I'm getting my prey on in the morning. I'm upstairs, and I see somebody watching his car, and I see somebody leaning on that bitch,
just leaning.
So low key, I have my keys, with his thing on there. So I just click, boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
He get off of the car all scared and shit. I said, "Get your ass off my damn car!" I yelled all the way down. So
you got to. You got to be aggressive.
It's just like, you really have to low key become a New Yorker to deal with New Yorkers.
Oh, for sure. They mad aggressive.
I love them.
Yeah.
I love you, New York, but damn. God damn. So with you saying everything you said about those individual features and how we can work better and all of those, the question 3 goes into, do we continue to let our generational curses, if you think we have any, in our community as Black men, hinder us from experiencing and realizing our true potential?
Oh no, we gotta get past those. I mean, that's really the goal. And yes, they are a hindrance because a lot of times we'll use some of these things as excuses not to do stuff. And this is the thing, like I know, even though my circle is good, I still know niggas who ain't never left the city. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
And like, let alone the state, but they ain't even leaving the city for real. You know what I'm saying? So like,
why do you think that is? Why do you think
that? Fear
of what though?
The fear of the unknown. When you,
you're right.
Yeah, for sure. When you get used to one place your whole life, like to piggyback on you in New York, right? You live here your whole life. If this is all you know, like going to New York is gonna be a hella frightening experience. Some people don't even want to go through that stage. It's a transition.
And let me say, I've only been here for a year. It was a fucking frightening experience.
It's a frightening transition, dog. It really is. It just really is.
So, it was crazy.
But you have to experience those things for two reasons: to see that there's other shit outside of your 8-block radius.
Absolutely.
But also to test yourself to see exactly what you capable of doing.
Thank you, Q.
You can do it.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Like,
that's the thing.
I think for me, when I left for college and went to Grand Rapids, which West Michigan, I have a love-hate river.
It's a different place on earth as well. Shout out to my dog Dub. He from Grand Rapids, which
man,
it's funny to me because it's like you lived here your whole life. Like, how did that work?
Listen, I asked every Black person in Grand Rapids hood, like, how the hell?
How?
Because what we see is this.
Right.
White people.
Right, exactly. Okay. I don't understand.
And shout out to all my white people. Right? Shout out to y'all. You feel me? All my allies out there.
Right.
But bruh, 8 years.
But it's a different life.
Bruh, 7 years doing my undergrad there, doing my master's there. It got to a point where, damn, am I gonna be here forever? I don't want to be here forever.
Don't want to be, right?
You know what I'm saying? I have made a name for myself in this city. Right? Like, people know me. I've created my podcast. I've started, my company here and everything like that. But I don't want to be here. I don't want to stay here. I don't want to.
I'm telling you.
Yo, so if you know how I got here, long story short, I was supposed to go to Colorado. That didn't work out. And then that was on a Wednesday when I got that, or no, on a Tuesday that I got the news that I was not going to Colorado anymore.
That's random. Because I actually lived in Colorado for about 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
I fucking love Colorado, bro.
Oh my God. I know that.
Once I get my situation together, like if I can't stay there 100%, I definitely want to have a place there. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah, man.
Like just on some like on some for real non-traditional hood shit.
You feel me?
That shit is just really beautiful, dog. Like it's mountains in every backdrop, bro. It's peaceful. Like everybody high. It's cool. Like it's just cool, bro. Like hella cool. I love that shit, bro.
Bro, so many people was like, wait, you want to go to Colorado? I'm like, bro.
And what they don't understand about like Denver and Aurora and those surrounding areas is that Like that shit is like in the valley is a desert for real.
Exactly.
So people think like, oh shit is snowing all the time. No, the fuck it's not. That's in the mountains, bro. Yeah, it's in the mountains.
Now the
It's no more
elevation gonna
here.
probably get to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. That
That'd
shit
be the
made
only
me
thing.
so sick. That shit made me so sick at first.
Because I'm like that, the elevation will probably fuck me up for about a whole couple months, and get my sinuses and shit fucked up. But once I get to that,
be together for a few months for real.
Because you got to get your body has to get acclimated to a new city, new weather. That's what my body had to do last year. I remember getting sick here, like cold. Wasn't a flu shit, but like just a severe sinus and cold. I was just like, my body's getting acclimated.
No, it snowed like hell since you've been out there, though, right?
No,
you out there for that?
No snow here.
All right, I know because the snow had hit them. Oh, that might have been a year before last or something.
No, we did get some snow last year. I will say that, yeah.
Oh, it was last year because I know one of them years that snow hit hard where like shit they had to shut the subways down or some shit.
I was mad as hell because I had to move.
Damn.
I never ever move in snowy New York City.
You think? Snowy nowhere.
My God. Like I can move in snow, but moving in, because we from Michigan, moving in snow ain't shit. It's just like moving in New York.
Yeah.
When shit is already tight.
Right. Yeah, true that.
And then you got snow too up to your ankle. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. This is a level of patience and grace that you have to have with yourself.
No doubt. You got to.
Jesus. Oh Lord. Okay, getting back to the generational curse. Lord Jesus.
That shit fucked you up right quick.
It did, bro. It dropped, bro, because I've moved a lot, right? Yeah. I've moved a lot of people out of their shit and just moved, just period.
Right.
Snow or not.
Yeah.
I have never experienced that much tired.
Yeah.
In my life in moving than it was in New York doing that, bro.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, I'm planning out how we gonna do this shit. We started by 9 in the morning getting shit
okay.
By 11, bro, we weren't done till like 7 p.m.
Damn, for real?
My God.
Yeah, fuck that.
I said, what? The blue.
Right.
Oh my God. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna get this done in like
right, no later than 2. You know what I'm saying?
Again, Michigan mind.
Right. Like we done took a break and everything else and still be done at 2, like at least.
Oh, but you not accounting for travel, because from Brooklyn to East Harlem was a whole 45 minutes. So that took took time. It was just a lot. And now next time and hopefully, if God willing, I can get some movers.
Yeah. Oh man. That's my thing now.
I'm not doing this.
That's definitely my thing. Like just recently, maybe about a month ago, my cousin ended up moving out to Charlotte. So like she rented a U-Haul. She was taking her car. So I was like, look, I'm gonna help you drive, but I ain't moving shit.
Okay.
So she ended up having somebody, pack the truck for us. I drove the truck down and she actually hired movers on the other end. Cause I told her, like, dog, my moving days is over, bro.
They're done.
Them shits is done. So from this point on, I think that's a part of the process. Like if I even thinking about moving, I'm gonna start saving up money to pay movers.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing that shit. That's a wrap. That shit over.
Yeah. And call us bougie if you want to, but no.
Shit, call me whatever. Don't call me tired.
You feel me?
Right.
You sitting there. We can compromise, goddamn it, but I ain't touching shit.
I ain't touching shit. Hell no. Okay. I'll pack it up nicely.
Yeah, period. We got it though. I pack it, but nope. Don't ask me to carry a damn thing.
Hell no, the day is over.
But but going back to the generational curses, we was talking about why people don't move out of their cities, leave where they're from, and it's really of curses. Like I've had a couple of people in my family like just won't move, just won't go out the city to come to Grand Rapids or even Flint or even
right, places that we think is relatively close.
You know what I'm saying? Like once I understood, like, oh, Grand Rapids and Detroit are like 2 to 3 hours away. That's nothing. You understand what I'm saying? That's one home, two home. You understand what I'm saying? That's just cool. But when we're talking about from here to Colorado, or we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about here to, Detroit to New York, or
Right.
Detroit to California, and you're making that big trip,
Yeah.
it is like a certain type of fear that is in you,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of the people that you see in the background kind of are still, kind of placed where they're at,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
right?
Yeah,
And
no
so
doubt.
I think, and I've always, and I've been saying this on this podcast, period, I want a lot of my black men to experience outside of their four walls.
You have to. You have to even, and I'm gonna say it like this too, like, just to even to bring more value to where you are, you just need to
Exactly.
see everything else outside of this joint. So I ain't saying
Right.
you gotta upheave your life and shit and just move
No.
everything to wherever, but you need to at least experience it so you
Right.
can even bring more value to where you at. Because you start, and I'm gonna give you like just a small example. Like when I was out in Harlem and in Midtown or Manhattan or whatever,
Mm.
working, I realized at that point something that we take for granted here, and that's the importance of parks and recreation, right? Because
Absolutely.
these niggas ain't got no yard or no shit, and then we look at our shit and we just like
And we
we take it for
complain.
granted.
And we
We complain
complain.
and shit,
Yep.
but like at the end of the
Yep.
day, this yours. You can go outside and kick it in your backyard. These
Yep.
niggas will never experience that, bro.
They can
So
never experience that.
never. So it's like you gotta get outside of here to see some of this shit you taking for granted for is actually some shit that you can bring more value to, and you won't ever get that unless you see these other places.
Right.
So it was like I had a homeboy lived in the second block from me, dog, and I'm talking about this nigga could hoop like nobody's business, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he could not get no grades, like ever. Like this nigga could never be eligible, right?
Damn.
So his last year in high school, he ended up being eligible, dog. And like he went all city and all this shit, dog, because like he was that good.
Mm-hmm.
So we was all convincing him, like, bro, at least just try school, bro. Like I ain't saying because this shit ain't for everybody. Like going to school is not for everybody.
It's not.
But I told him, like, just so you can see what's outside of here, like, shit, fucking go for a semester. If you don't like it,
Right.
bring your ass home. Like, just
Right.
go see so you can get the experience. Like, he never did it. And it's just like, I'm not saying that, his life turned out any better or worse for not doing it, but I do feel like at least this experience of going somewhere, like, even if it ain't school, and I only use school as an example because at this point, he had played well enough to go to school. Like, you can
Right.
take advantage of that shit, fucking go do it. You know what I'm saying?
Because I
But
mean, like anytime we try to step out our comfort zone, we get the fear in
yeah, the
stepping
fear.
out of the comfort zone of our four walls
Exactly.
and opening the door to something new is like, oh no, we don't want that. Or,
Exactly.
the people of our, and maybe some family members and friends are probably, tearing you down and telling you not to do it. And
Oh
because out
man.
of their fear and
Out of
out of
their
their
fear,
insecurities and everything like that,
bro.
keeping you home and everything like that. So it's a lot of factors,
Bro, I had
that,
that.
that
So
go
when I
into
went to
it.
Colorado, they was like, "Why you going there?" First of all, I'm grown. And I can do what the fuck I want to do. But it's just like you right. Sometimes it be their fear that they casting on you. Now the fear is gonna be there regardless, right? So it's
Regardless,
one of two
exactly.
things. It's either gonna stop you from going or it's gonna motivate you to go.
To
Like,
keep
but
going.
it's still the
Exactly.
same fear. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So you gotta use it for your advantage. That's all.
And that's going into the fourth question. What can we do better as Black men individually and maybe even
Mhm.
collectively
Yeah,
to help improve our overall community for the next generations? Because as we know, it's not about us at the end of the day,
you're right.
right?
You're
At
right.
the end of the day, it's not about us. Like, yeah, we want to do things in life and everything. We still young out here in these streets to do some things in these
Mhm.
streets. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's especially in this reality right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
I think a lot of us are starting, and not even starting, but really just embracing the fact that it's not about us for real.
Right.
It's not about us. We're not thinking in a singular form anymore. I have to give Black men credit.
Yeah.
Some of us are not thinking in that form anymore. So what can
Right.
we do better to improve for our next for our kids and our grandkids that are coming?
Right. I think the first thing you can do individually is just to take more chances, to take these risks that you were
Mm-hmm.
afraid to take. Because what happens is your kids, nieces, nephews, grandkids, kids in the neighborhood, right?
Right.
They will see these risks that you're taking and they'll become more comfortable with taking those risks, right?
Absolutely.
And I say that because, again, going back to my my homeboy Coke, who was he was older than us. So for a lot of us, he was like our big brother. And to see like a lot of the decisions he made, like because he had been doing entrepreneurial things like since we was kids, and quite the crazy thing about it is probably like maybe one of the two people, and this is probably funny now that I say it, one of the two people that I know on earth that don't drink or smoke.
Wow,
Like, you
that's
know what I'm
amazing.
saying?
That's
So
dope.
this was a major benefit for us because I see everything else. You know what I'm saying? I see everything else. And then I see another dude who don't do nothing, and
Right.
he's taking these risks doing entrepreneurial things. It's like we can do something else. So
Right.
like as an individual, you just got to go out and make these tough decisions, make these risks, and give these kids and these the people in the community something that they can strive for. So that's as an individual. Now, as a collective, though, we things like this, we just need to be able to share these experiences with each other and just
Absolutely.
bring each other up without tearing us down. Like it's tough because again, I don't know if this is PTSD from slave days, but we are ultra competitive even within our own
Yes,
group.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
sometimes that competition is healthy, like it forces you to up your game, but sometimes it tear you down. So it's kind of it's a gray area in that because like a lot of times you do have to be competitive for other people to step their game up.
You're right.
But then
Facts.
sometimes people back down and then they just like, you know what, you're right. I can't do it like he doing it. But
But
the
I
fact
think
is, if I can
right, go
do it,
ahead.
you can do
Yep.
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's the thing. That's been
yeah,
my whole thing, I think, from my whole college career to now. Like, yo,
yeah.
when I started my master's, a lot of people like, oh my God, I can't believe you started your master's, yada, yada, yada. Shit, at the time, I was like, I couldn't believe I started my goddamn master's. Thinking, what the fuck? Like, I'm scared
Right.
just as much as y'all scared. What the fuck, man?
Exactly.
You feel what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And that was the time where I was potting for real, for real. Like, and my audio was trash too, bro. Trust me, it was bad back then.
Yeah,
But
shit started out
it was
bold.
but
Right.
it was real. You feel what I'm saying? I was telling that shit like,
Authentic.
yo, it was authentic, and we kept that. And it was just like,
Yeah.
yo, it was hard. Getting that master's degree was hard. Now, the bachelor's degree, I'm not gonna say it was easy, but
Yeah.
it wasn't this master's because I
Oh
really
yeah, I
had to
know that.
zone in, hone in, and really
Yeah.
get down to business and see what the fuck I wanted to do with my life and see
Yeah.
what the fuck I wanted to do within
I'm
my
never doing
career.
that. I
Man,
commend you on that. I'm
it
never
was
doing
it
that.
was it was it was a bitch. It was
Right.
a
I know it
bitch.
was.
It was a bitch, but we got through it. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
for
so
sure.
when people were looking at me at that time, like, oh my God, you know, you making me want to get a master's. Get one.
Yeah, for
My
sure.
thing is, if I'm giving off that energy
Hmm.
for you to get a master's, for you to want a podcast,
Right.
for you to want to start a business, for you to want to go in this industry,
Hmm.
try it out, see
Yeah.
what happens. If
Yeah.
it doesn't work, then that's okay.
That's okay. That's the thing.
That's
It's okay.
okay. And there
Right.
are some and low key, we have to understand that it's not a loss, it's learning.
Exactly.
Whatever you learn from that experience, you can take with you
Hmm.
in anything. Like that
Exactly.
has been my mantra for a lot of stuff. Like a lot of things in the beginning was like, oh my God, I lost. But no,
Yeah.
you got to really understand and hone in. Like you learn something. And that is what I believe we can give to the next generation. Because for me, I
For
can't
sure.
judge no kid. I can't
Yeah.
judge. I don't try to judge nobody
Yeah.
because everybody has their own path, everybody has their own journey, and so I try to give
Exactly.
as much grace and mercy as I can. I'm still working on it. Jesus is working on me. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Working on you.
He's working.
Right.
Okay. And when I say working, it's a patient, it's a slow walk, it's a turtle walk, but it's working. You feel me?
Right. It's
So
progress.
it's progress, it's
For sure.
progress. It's not a race, it's a marathon. So we
No
track it.
doubt. No doubt.
But I think to your point, we have to step out, be a collective on fear, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
Because
to
that's
your
what it
point, like
is.
and it's to your point earlier. The fear is gonna be there regardless,
Regardless. It's either gonna
regardless, bro.
motivate you or break you down. It's one of the two.
And most of the time, I see it with our black men. It breaks us down.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
unfortunately.
saying? I think you can probably attest to this. We go so hard, and our friends see it, or our
Mhm.
people see it. And to your point of the competition, you know, we may breed healthy competition. We may say this is healthy competition. We want to see you succeed.
Right.
In that, most of the people that are watching us are probably going to break down.
Yeah.
Because we're going so hard.
Right.
I can already know that people were telling you in the beginning, bro, you working hard as hell. You going crazy. And they telling you that now.
Yeah, for sure. Cause I ain't letting off.
You feel me? And you're not letting off. The crazy thing about some of those people are envious of that and broke down and still at the same spot in 2000 from 2010 to now.
Right.
Some people were like, damn, that my man's is going crazy. How can I apply that?
How can I do that?
Right? How can I do that? Or maybe how can I apply that energy over here?
Exactly.
Let me go pick his brain or some shit like that. Because I want people to understand, like, just because we're in a specific industry, it's the work ethic that I look at for people for real. It's how you move. And the reason Q was on the show is because he moves in such a methodical, but the work ethic is so fucking high.
Yeah, for sure. And it has to be because, like, consistency is the key, like in everything.
Exactly.
And that's just really what it boiled down to. And that's the backbone of everything I try to do. Like, if I'm gonna do it, we go do this consistently. Like,
and that's it.
I tell you the one thing, like, again, shout out to my nephew Shad on the Shad versus Everybody podcast. This is the thing when he does interviews, and the craziest thing to me, dog. And again, I know everybody don't take their social media serious, but the craziest thing to me is if you interviewing somebody and they do a thing, whatever this thing is, and then you go to their Instagram and you can't tell that they do this thing. Like, so what are you doing exactly? Like, so if you say you a podcaster and I go to your page and it's just like, it's nothing that look like podcasting. Like, so when do you do it?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where was you at?
So, and what we and what I had to understand is, you know, my brain is different than everybody else's brain, right? You can attest to this, running multiple social media pages and running a whole business tedious. Over there. It's very tedious. Right. What people don't understand is we have to be on it.
For sure.
We have to be on it. And sometimes we say, fuck that shit. We ain't on it today. Hell, it is what it is.
You gotta take a break. You gotta take a break. Because your mental health is important.
It is. But I think what Q was saying is, if you are stepping into an industry like this, you have to make sure your P's and Q's are cued. You feel me? You gotta make sure your T's are crossed and your I's is dotted.
Because you just want to be ready. You never know when somebody go look.
You don't know.
Yeah,
and one of my friends said this. You feel me? One of my friends said this when I got started. She was like, "You always working." I was like, "What you mean?" I was like, "I ain't working right now. I'm out with y'all." She was like, "No, somebody's always listening to your stuff."
Yeah,
that carried with me since 2018.
Yeah,
somebody is always watching, listening,
always
searching,
even when you don't think
it. And that's it. Even when you don't think it. I'm a side note real quick. I've been doing a lot of content creation on the tactics, right? And so what I do is I just make the videos, I'll post them on Facebook, because Facebook now has it to where you can post reels now.
Gotcha. Yep, I just peeped that.
I don't know what the hell has been going on right now. I remember my first, in my mind, viral moment, which was like 2017. I did like a rendition of Mary J. Blige. They got like 5,000 views on Facebook. I thought I was the shit. You understand what I'm saying?
It's all up from here.
It's all up from here. It's always going up.
Right.
All right. That a moment went and gone, right? We get here, right? And I'm just making content because in the season I'm in, I'm just like, I'm being more intentional about my business, what I got going on.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm trying to spread myself out so people, know what I'm doing, who am I, yada, yada, yada.
Exactly.
And so I just post my TikTok videos on Instagram sometimes and on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Let me say that 3 of my videos already have surpassed 50,000 views.
Oh,
2
damn.
of them have already surpassed 100,000 views.
Oh, see,
I
I ain't
don't
doing
know
numbers like
what
that.
the heck. Let me say this right now. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely not that entertaining. But and mind you, this episode will be out in December.
Okay.
So this is November.
Right.
I don't know where the numbers are going to be in December.
Right. By that time, yeah, that shit might be
Bruh,
million.
and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
I'm sending this to my boys, like, y'all see this shit? And they like, oh shit. I'm like, yes, oh shit.
Exactly. Damn.
And it's like, okay, you know what? I'm thankful for men like us because why I asked the question, the fourth question, the way I do is because we have so many. For so long, we've been told, yo, you got to kind of make it, you know, with a ball in your hand, whether that be basketball or football, right?
Right.
When they look at black men, it is sports, the penitentiary,
right,
on the block, not smart, not intelligent.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is the universal language. Now, there are a lot of us who are out here doing what we need to do, whether we're going to college or not. Let me say that. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't. Again, I always stress that too. I don't want to. I don't want to equate your IQ with classical school.
Absolutely.
What I do say is that you should always be learning. You should always be educating yourself. That don't always mean paying somebody's school, because I still owe their ass, and I'm over that shit.
I'm over it too, bro.
I'm over that shit.
I'm over it too. I just got out and I don't even want to. My hand hurt. I can't pay shit. Leave me alone.
No, you feel me? Right.
But like it's just to a point where, you know, you have brothers like me and Q who are stepping into a space that really does. That's very unconventional for us. We're not having a ball in hand. We're not, you know, we're not entertaining in the way that everybody expects us to. You understand what I'm saying? We're doing it very in our way, in our style, you know, creating our own lanes and our own thing.
Right.
And I see that a lot of young people, a lot of young brothers want to do the same thing.
For sure. For sure.
So my thing is, you know what? Because I came up after the Tom Joiners and the Coco and Foolishes in the morning and all of that good stuff. Like that is who I looked up to, you know, listening on the radio, the Ricky Smileys and the Steve Harveys on the radio and shit like that.
And you know who I hated at first?
Who?
I hated Charlemagne, dog. I really hated Charlemagne.
Everybody did. Everybody did.
Everybody did. Again, shout out to my nephew. He the one told me, like, dog, you gotta listen to
everybody did
interviews. And I was just like, dog, I fucking hate Charlemagne and shit, right?
Everybody
but then
did. I'm telling you.
I started realizing, like, man, this nigga the GOAT, bro.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Dog, he the truth.
Yeah,
when people come on Breakfast Club and he ain't there, I don't even want to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to see that shit, bro.
Nope. Like, and a lot of, and you know what the crazy thing is, a lot of people in Grand Rapids kind of called me for a minute, the Charlemagne and Joe Budden combined. When it came to the Peanut Brother, because I was ripping niggas assholes out left and right. And it was just like, I was like, well, shit, don't put your shit out here like this.
Right.
You feel me? Like,
once you put out for public consumption, that's
it is up for the court of public opinion. So that is what it is.
Hell
you feel me? So I'm thankful. You feel me? Because what I'm excited about is for the next generations to see that there are men out here that are kind of, you know, rewriting the status quo. You feel what I'm saying? Black men out here rewriting the status quo. And then even in the spaces of, you know, the stereotypical of, oh, black men have to pick up a basketball or whatever.
Right.
That is even breaking down, you know, that status quo and more ball players putting more emphasis in education and technology
for sure,
and black technology. You feel what I'm saying? And so,
and not only that too is like even if they are just going in with the ball, they are taking more control of their brain,
of their brand, right?
Exactly. So that's dope too,
and that's amazing when we think about that. So I'm happy to see where the next generations go, because like I said, in this reality where we at right now, it's scary as shit.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's so fucking scary. It's so fucking scary. And I have a nephew. I have a few godsons. You feel what I'm saying? Like it is very scary because it's not about me no more. You feel me? Right. And I want a couple of my own, but it's like it's scary when you think about where the world is kind of going, where you see it at right now in the present day.
Right.
And as I said, with we had a brother on the show, Martin Henson, and we had a great conversation. We talked about really Black men understanding that they really win.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Sure.
Right? Sure. Like, and that goes into the last question. What does Black men win mean to you when you hear that phrase? Because what I want here at the Black Men Win podcast, for every Black man, I don't give a damn if you sit here and you're a mechanic,
right?
You cut the hair on the block, you feel me, to a professor,
for sure.
You winning,
for sure.
And I want them to understand that, not just on a external level, but also on an internal level. So when you hear Black men win, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny that you said that, because I think I was going to probably include some of that in my answer. But what it means to me, like let's just break it down both ways. So Black men win to me individually. I look at it as an affirmation, right? So it's something that basically I can strive for. Like when I wake up in the morning, it's like I know that at some point that I'm winning. You feel me? So that's an affirmation, right? Now for the collective, I think it's just the opportunity to understand that success is within us, right? And what that means is subjective, right? Because everybody's perception of success is different. So this is where I'm going into what you're saying.
Right.
It's like if you sell shoes, be the best fucking shoe salesman on earth. That's you. You know, you feel me? Like, and just like so for instance, like in my circle right now, if we just looking at me and my co-host, right? So I do all this creative shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I do podcasts and I write books and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And this man Q is everything, producer, author. Oh, did we? And see, hold on, Q, because you didn't even he. This is how humble this man is. 2-time, award-winning podcaster. We didn't even start with that shit. 2-time award-winning, huh? But we didn't leave that. Go ahead, Q. I'm sorry. We left that out. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's cool. Yeah. I mean, like those are just accolades. You know
I'm sorry. My bad. We just had to, my bad. Go ahead though.
Like for me being the creative, like the way I gauge success is to be able to create content that people can two things, can grow from and be entertained. Like as long as I do that, whether that be one person or 1 million, I feel like I've been successful. And then if we move on to my co-host Mark Money, he's a chef, and like he finds his success in creating dishes that like people just fucking love. Like, and I ain't just saying that because he's the homie, but the motherfucker can cook. You feel me?
Yo, when you got a motherfucker in your group that can throw it down, you flip them.
No, and I'm gonna tell you a little side note about Mark Money, man. I know you hate that shit, but whenever we go out of town, bro, I'm gonna tell you like this: we stay in Airbnbs everywhere we go and shit, right?
Me and my boys too.
Now, the way I choose them motherfuckers is by the kitchen, because I know that he can't turn down a dope ass kitchen. So if I get him to a dope ass kitchen, he know he go cook. So
and I know he look at you like
he do every time. He's like, dog, who picked this one? I was like, shit, B. Like, he's got a granite island in that motherfucker, a range of it. He like, oh, I know he go cook in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we get him every time,
bro. Because you got to cook, man.
No, for sure. Feel me. And then moving down to my man Angry Man, like I said, he's been in retail management like forever. So like he has that real management prowess. You know what I'm saying? So like that's his success. You feel me? So like we all in different genres, but we all have that same epitome of success, and we can all come to the same round table and discuss success without talking about individual successes. So
exactly.
I think that's once you get that mindset, that's how like Black Men Win makes more sense to you. You know what I'm saying? So I love that shit though. Yeah. And too, I want to give you a shout out too, because the new logo dope as fuck though.
Hey man, thank you, bro.
You know, shit.
Hey man,
New logo dope as hell.
Man, I was
playing around with it. Forth, like, yeah,
going back and forth what y'all like about that. And see, my thing is I again being more intentional about everything, wanting to get, you know, the people because I have a lot of support. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of support over here. So I wanted to, you know, get those folks in and say, hey, what y'all like about this? What y'all think about this? What it is? And when we came to a decision, it was like, boom, that's it.
Yeah.
And so and it is, I love it, you know, and I want Black men to really affirm themselves in this. You understand what I'm saying? Just to your point, it's an affirmation first. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yes, this is a podcast, but when I created Black Men Win as a blog about 2 years ago, it was a blog series, right? I wanted to sit here and just give Black men flowers. Period. Shout out my Black men that are continuing to just move forward, whether you're walking, whether you're crawling, whether you're sprinting, whether you're jogging, whether you're running, you feel me? Because I know what it's like to move backwards, and that ain't it.
Yeah, that ain't it at all.
You understand what I'm saying? You don't need to move backwards because it's gonna get worse. You feel me? Like things are gonna get worse if you want to move backwards, and you're going to be fearful. And to your point, and I will I will reiterate this to Q's point, the fear is going to be there.
Oh yeah, that ain't going nowhere.
The fear is going to be there. If anything, it's going to grow as you elevate.
For sure. And as it should.
As it should, right?
As it should. Because when things get bigger and bigger, it's going to be some fear associated with it. Like,
exactly.
I tell people to this day, which is crazy, we've been doing this shit forever. But still, every morning,
almost 12 years, bro. Y'all been in the game. That's crazy.
But then still every morning, dog, even though it's like it's
every
almost
morning,
like
it's a fresh new start.
Yeah, and I still get a little jittery because like I still feel the nervousness, like damn, we about to go on. Like I still get that. So I need that. I need that. And you're supposed to feed off of that. Don't shy away from it. So I know that's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? But I do encourage it.
Again, it's listening to brothers like you who've been in this game for a long time.
Very long time.
That humbles us. You feel what I'm saying? Because I want this podcast to be a humbling episode for a lot of us, a lot of Black males who are in this industry specifically, but young Black males who are just in an industry where you're complaining or you think everything is hard. Again, you have a brother right here who has been doing this for 10 years.
Sure.
Independently. When we talk about independent, right?
Right.
One of the biggest independent podcast radio networks in Michigan on the independent podcast scene.
Damn. I say damn.
Listen, I do my thing is I do my homework. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure.
And when we talk about indie podcasts, there's a lot of indie podcasts out here that don't get a lot of shine, that don't get a lot of respect, that don't get a lot of credit, that continue to go to work. I also see a lot of indie podcasts that sit here, and to Q's credit and to Q's point, that sit here and stop because they see us out here continuing to grow.
Right. Exactly.
Continuing to add something else to our formula. Little paprika here, little garlic powder here.
Oh, and that's a necessity.
Little onion powder here. You feel me?
If you're trying to sustain,
you gotta
sustain. That's imperative,
bruh. Sure. I had to learn very quickly. I was not a YouTube head. I hated it. Okay, I don't like video. Don't like editing. I don't like recording. It's not my thing. But in order for me to take the next step on my journey and in my level of business, seeing you, seeing a lot of my OGs in podcasting who are doing it, seeing the Charlemagnes of the world, seeing the Joe Buddens, seeing the Kev on stages of the world, just seeing Hell, seeing a lot of just podcasters who are getting just the hundreds to thousands of views on the YouTube just because they're posting the video. I'm like, well, what the hell? Do I gotta go to YouTube? And I remember just a voice in my back saying, yes.
Yeah, you do. And I'm gonna tell you when it clicked for me, because we have been doing video for a while. And honestly, we was doing video for a while because I wasn't really accustomed to audio only. Like audio only was a weird thing to me.
I loved audio only.
Exactly.
Bro.
So this is when it clicked. This is when I was in Colorado, and Drink Champs had just started coming out.
Yep.
So I remember my nephew hit me. He was like, "Dog, you seen Nori got a podcast where?" I'm like, "No, I ain't seen it." So this was back in the day when I was trying to be healthy and shit, because it make you be healthy.
Yeah, it just sure does.
So I'm at the gym, and I would put it on, on YouTube every morning to watch the shit. And I remember he was telling me, he was like, "Dog," because he worked at the plant at the time. He was like, "Yeah, I'll be listening to that shit on Spotify or whatever." And I was just like, "Man, I don't really fuck with that." He was like, "Man, shit, I don't watch podcasts. I like to listen to them because I can kind of like, it give me a like some visual creativity and shit, right?" So that's when it really dawned on me, like, damn, like it's something for everybody. So
yeah.
So what you got to do is something I learned from the previous Afros and Audio podcast festival, is just this whole idea of repurposing, right?
Absolutely.
So that means you got one piece of material, and you just got to keep repurposing it. So that means make the video, make the audio, make the clips, all of that shit. Like, because what you're doing is now you're creating 10 different forms of entertainment from one thing. So it's working smarter, not harder. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it.
Yep. And I had to look at it the same way, because it was just like, oh, I'm just putting the audio out. And when you put the audio out, you getting the numbers, you doing it.
Yeah.
And at the time where podcasting wasn't really thought of for real. I kind of had my local people on jam. I had Grand Rapids locked down.
For sure.
And then, it started to spread out, get, very worldwide and everything like that.
Yeah.
I believe once we hit about 20K, that's when I seen the podcast industry start to spike. We saw YouTube podcasts really start to form. We started to see the clips. And I'm like, oh no, that's not me. I don't do all of that shit. And I stuck to that shit for a minute. I was not trying to. When I tell you, my nigga, I was not trying to, and I did. And honestly, I tried. I got a Mevo camera, all of that shit. And it was just like, no, I don't like this shit. It is not my thing. And what I had to understand was like, okay, Ty, in order for you to grow, in order for you to get here, you're going to have to do this. However, you can do this in your own way.
Yeah, for sure. Make it work for you.
Make it work. And that's what I had to learn.
Yeah, make it
work for you. How is it going to fit in your zone? How does it fit in work? For me, I work a lot off my phone. Yeah. So my thing is, okay, I can post a video off of Zoom. Right. Go on one of my apps, make some clips, yada yada yada, no problem.
Yep. No problem.
I really had to discipline my mind.
Right.
Real talk. Because when you don't like to do something, that doesn't mean you don't do it.
Right.
You just hate, you just don't like doing it. That don't mean you stop doing it. I had to learn that too. You got to keep going. And so I had to really discipline my mind and say, okay, you know what? Let me find the joy in YouTube. And what I had to understand was, low key, I watch pretty much a lot of clips on YouTube when it comes to like Undisputed, ESPN, and other podcasts around the industry and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, I kind of use YouTube a little bit more than I'm giving myself credit for.
Exactly.
So let me actually, start doing it. And once you start doing it and see kind of the fruits that's bearing out of the ground, you're like, oh, maybe I don't dislike this so much.
Right. Maybe it's not too bad, for sure. And I'm gonna tell you, like, and just like some people, like you say, you got to make it work for you, right?
Yeah.
My whole thing was, when we decided that we were going to go to video, I from off rip, like, I decided we were still going to go live, like, with video. And I know a lot of people don't like doing that because it's kind of ain't no take backs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is.
That's it.
And And I like that for our show because it adds to it. Like my other shows, we pre-record those and I go in and do all the editing. Like you said, fucking video editing is tedious as fuck.
I hate it.
But but it's cool. Like you get the good concept. But like, yeah, going live is a decision that I made like early on. I'm talking about we was going live so long ago, though. This is crazy because like now you got YouTube live. There wasn't even a Facebook live at the point when we was going live. Dog, I'm gonna tell you like this. There was a time when Google Hangouts would stream live to YouTube, and that's how we were streaming through Google Hangouts. I don't even think Google Hangouts is a thing anymore.
No,
but yeah,
well, I don't think so.
I don't think so. And then before that, we were using Ustream. That's some other throwback shit.
Yo, you was using Ustream?
Ustream, bro.
Oh shit, Ustream is an oldie.
No, it's an old shit, bro. Whoa. Throwback. That's how long we've been doing live video feeds, bro.
Man,
I've been trying to be ahead of the game, and just like now, like one of the things that we did that's actually boosted our audio numbers, which I was surprised, but actually putting our content on Pandora has raised our listenership. I didn't even think niggas was still listening to podcasts on Pandora. Dog, Pandora is my biggest market right now. Crazy as hell. I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know. Like, because at first it was Apple Podcasts. I'm like, all right, bet I know a lot of people.
Right, because our podcast is my biggest market right now, but we haven't gone to Pandora yet.
Dog, I don't just give it a shot.
Oh shit!
Hey, I'm telling you,
all
right, free game right there for you.
I'm listening. But
one more thing before we get out of here. Obviously, I know this won't be out to December, so this will already have happened. But in the next couple of weeks, the Friday after Thanksgiving, E-Block Radio Podcast Network will be sponsoring at the 10th annual Tux and Chucks event in Detroit. So by the time this drop, you'll already see pictures of us like wilding out at the Tux and Chucks event.
Are on the move.
Man, we trying to be
radio
for sure.
Podcast Network is no doubt out here doing the damn thing.
Trying to be an inspiration for everybody. I was gonna say up and coming podcasters, but not even that. Just an inspiration. Let me just say, for everybody.
I've collaborated with another podcast network out of Detroit. I'm not gonna say who that name was because I'm blessings to them. But
petty ass will be like, who is?
Blessings to them. I'll tell you off the mic.
I got you.
But to see how hard y'all work. Like for real, how hard y'all work, like real talk, like you, and I mean authentically, like really putting out the content, really putting out the flyers, really putting out the social media, really putting out the advertisement, really getting the marketing together, really making sure the production work is good, making sure that everything is good, making sure that everything is in place. Q, to you, E-Block Radio Podcast Network, to your team, we want to say thank you, brother, for giving us this content. Thank you for doing what y'all do, man. Continue to be great out here in these streets. Damn near 10 plus years in the game, and they still not done. I be trying to tell y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
I be trying to tell y'all this is not for the weak.
It's not.
You feel me?
We could have quit a long time ago.
They could have
quit a long time ago.
Yo,
because like, you know
probably. But you know what? When in that moment of I want to quit, they kept it going. So we want to say we want to give you your flowers and your team their flowers and just say thank you guys. Continue to do what you do. All right.
For sure. Thank you. I appreciate that, dog. To the utmost, bro.
No problem, bro. Q, let them know where they can find you, all your shows and everything. We're gonna have the links in the descriptions, but let them know where they can find you.
All right, for sure. Well, I'm gonna give you my whole little rundown. Then this
feel me. Go ahead.
All right. So check me out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. eblockradio.com, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on the Wake and Bake Show. Shout out to my dogs, Angry Man and Monk Money. Tuesdays and Thursdays on Podcastic on the Rise and Grind Show. Also Tuesday nights on Girth. And then check me out on IG at q.lewis313. Man, you already know what it is. It's your boy Q Lewis holding it down live from the 48205 baby Red Zone.
Woo! Let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you. When we blow up, we're gonna remember this moment.
Oh, for sure.
You feel me? We're gonna be sitting down somewhere on the scotch.
On the scotch,
holding the scotch or some shit with some bourbon and a blunt in hand. having just another podcast episode, just like, you remember when, my nigga?
For sure.
Bro,
And I'm ready for it.
Bro, because
so ready for it.
It's gonna be lit, man. So I want to again say thank you for coming on the show. And thank you to everybody that continues to listen. We appreciate you for coming on the show. Subscribe to us on all platforms. We're everywhere, you feel me? Now we're going to be on Pandora, obviously. So check it out on there. You can follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram at _BMW podcast and on Facebook at the Black Men Win podcast. All right. You can follow me, Ty the Pie Guy, on Instagram and on Facebook and on TikTok. You feel what I'm saying? At Ty the Pie Guy on TikTok and Instagram, and my full name, Tyronza D. Hicks, on Facebook. You can follow me. I'm not friend. Don't send me a friend request. You will get deleted, and it will get ignored. Just follow me.
So you don't do friend requests? Okay.
No, sir. Well, you can send me one, of course.
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
People that I know can send me friend requests. If I don't know you from a lick of
hit
nothing,
that follow button.
Just hit the follow button, and I appreciate the love. All right, that is it. We will be back with another episode, and we will see you guys soon. Love, peace, and hair grease, people. Peace.